John Hryhorchuk, Vice President of Policy for Texas 2036, testifying for the bill. Senator Nelson, members, thank you. This bill is a once-in-a-generation opportunity for the state to make meaningful, one-time investments in our future. I'd like to applaud your work on broadband in this bill. 81% of Texans agree that it is appropriate for us to use federal funds to address our large broadband needs. The $500 million in this is a down payment towards what will likely be a multi-billion-dollar need once that is fully calculated. But in the meantime, I think it is important for us to maximize the impact of that initial tranche of money. So I would ask you to consider dedicating a portion of that to data and mapping efforts. That is a specifically allowable use in the Treasury rules of the Capital Projects Fund, so that as we're trying to make sure these $500 million have the, get to the people's homes that we get there, I'd also ask you to consider dedicating $30 million of that Capital Projects Fund to making anchor points at Texas state parks. You can expand rural broadband in rural Texas using state park infrastructure. I'd like to applaud your efforts on cybersecurity. With the increased move to online services has become increasingly important. Combined with the General Appropriations Act, I think this is about $1 billion total towards state IT modernization. And it is also a great start with Senator Nelson's HB 4018. Last one I'd like to acknowledge is the state hospital. This is a great example of how we can save the state money in the future while also helping to address immediate needs. So as y'all move through the give and take of the next few process, I'd just like to ask you to keep in mind 3 general principles. This is an opportunity to solve big long-term problems, but as my friend and colleague Vance just said a moment ago, we must ensure fiscal sustainability. There are major concerns with that. Also great opportunities to coordinate with local governments to leverage their $10 billion as well. So happy to take any questions.
Yeah, just real quick. So on your guiding principles, I know your time was running out, and the funds. Oh my gosh, what do we call them in 2011?
The ARA funds.
Yeah, ARA funds. Thank you. We created some fiscal cliffs. So your advice would be on one-time funding.
Yes, I think we need to be cognizant on all of these. Find things that either offset future costs, generate future revenues, make our state healthier. These big long-term investments that sometimes we don't have the amount of money to put towards. State hospital being a great example. That's going to save us money in the future. A lot of the broadband stuff, for example. There are other things on water infrastructure, grid, flood prevention, state parks. You make an investment in state parks, it'll last you 100 years.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.